Welcome to the fifth episode of Earth 2 Insight. I'm your host, Paul Archer. In this episode, we're going to delve into the mystery of Shane's riddle. Now, we first became aware of this riddle on Anzac Day 2021, when alongside a traditional Anzac Day message, Shane Isaac, the CEO of Earth 2, shared a very cryptic tweet. The tweet read like this: "Art or treasure with ya, prize of old, the first will claim the plates of gold." Up until this day, the riddle has remained unsolved. There have been literally thousands upon thousands of guesses, and yet nobody has nailed it yet. We're going to look at the methodology of how to solve riddles and hopefully open up some avenues, some rabbit holes that you can go down, and maybe you will be the lucky one to get the biggest prize that has ever been offered on Earth 2. Riddles have been around since the dawn of time. The earliest recorded riddle is from ancient Sumeria and is posed as a cryptic question. There is a house, one enters it blind but comes out seeing. What is it? Well, obviously it's a school. Not too difficult for a generation brought up on Scrabble, crossword and brain teasers, but over the years, the complexity of riddles increased exponentially. So let's take a look at the riddle in earnest. This was the first time we saw it on an Anzac Day message. Lest we forget, thank you for your service and sacrifice that we may be free and in turn bring freedom to others. Very traditional message on Anzac Day. Then between these two lines was contained the original riddle. Art or treasure with ya, prize of old, the first will claim the plates of gold. Now, certainly many people, because of the timing, followed the Anzac Day line of questioning, and there have been lots of guesses related to that. The Anzac museums, places in Gallipoli, Anzac medals of gold, all of those lines I think have pretty much been exhausted. And I've come to the conclusion that there is no tie-in, that the riddle itself is completely separate to the message. He just happened to release it on Anzac Day. If we look at a later version, the lest we forget message up here has changed, although he has reshared the original message which contains the riddle within it. As the Earth 2 community struggled with solving this riddle, many have tried to get hints out of Shane, but he has remained very tight-lipped and careful not to reveal too much. Here's what we do know. The answer is more than one word, the prize itself is considerable, and you don't need to buy anything from Earth 2 to solve the riddle. If you do solve it, you will know what to do. Shane has also mentioned that there is a solution for now, perhaps suggesting that there is some kind of time constraint. The Anzac Day riddle certainly seems to have been modelled after the original Ready Player One quest, where James Halliday, the creator of the Oasis, upon his death posed three questions to the players. If they solved these riddles, they got keys, and those keys opened doors. The first to pass through the three doors ultimately took control of the Oasis. Now, certainly this thinking brought a lot of E2 players to search for the solution to Shane's riddle within the E2 platform itself, and this makes a lot of sense. But if it was just a location, the opportunity for somebody to randomly, by fluke or chance, purchase that location is quite high, and that would be very disappointing, or it wouldn't be much of a challenge. Maybe you weren't even considering the riddle, but you happened to buy a plot of land and the solution is just there. It seems a little too simple. So that brought me down a whole other way of looking at the riddle. Now, within the Ready Player One model, there were keys, and I started looking at what kind of things we use to solve riddles that maybe also have keys, and this led me down a very interesting line of thought around ciphers. Ciphers are a key part of cryptography, and we find evidence for their use as early as 1900 BC. Julius Caesar used a form of encryption to convey secret messages to his generals, and this substitution cipher, now known as the Caesar cipher, required each character to be shifted by a number of places. So if A was D, B would become E, etc. Some ciphers, however, require a key phrase or number to unlock the message, like the Vigneri cipher, which requires a key, often hidden within the message, to decipher the hidden text. If Shane's riddle is a cipher, there's plenty of online resources we can use to help us decode it. Here you can see I've chosen the Vigneri tool, where I've entered in the original riddle, and underneath it you can see a little key icon here. I've included a prize of old. Now I've chosen this one because it's kind of highlighted within the original riddle by these apostrophes. So let's hit decode and see what we get. Now we can see that it's obviously not the solution, it's unintelligible text, it doesn't really mean anything, but that doesn't mean that it's not a cipher. And there's plenty of different kinds of ciphers and plenty of different keys that you could try here. There's different key lengths you can use, there's different spacings you can use. So I foresee many hours of trying this in your future. Synonyms are another tactic that are commonly used in riddles and designed to deliberately confuse us. A synonym is a word that has the same meaning as another word, or nearly the same meaning. For example, beautiful and attractive are synonyms of each other because they both refer to someone or something that looks good. Other examples are big, huge, enormous, and gigantic, all denoting the same meaning, but often giving a very different result when you read it back. So let's take a look at Shane's riddle and how it reads when we start to apply synonyms to the words used. Riddles are by design cryptic, having a meaning that is mysterious or obscure, and often to solve riddles you've really got to think outside the box and challenge your own assumptions of what you think you know. Let's take a closer look at the wording of Shane's riddle. We'll start with the first word, art. Some synonyms for that are design and skill, but I'm going to choose in this instance craft. Now, if I've switched this for craft, the next two letters may not be as obvious as you think. So let's go craft, orange and ruby. We'll swap out treasure for jewels. With Y, maybe a yellow jewel. All of a sudden we've got a recipe to create something. Now a prize of old could refer to the fact that nobody is yet to find these hidden combinations of jewels, and the first will claim the plates of gold could mean that it's only jewels that are gold activating, and that'll help narrow your search down. So there's lots of different options once you start swapping the words out. You're certainly welcome to follow down that lead. I know that I have spent many hours chasing that one to no avail yet, but maybe I missed something. I hope some of these ideas help you in your search for the solution to Shane's riddle. That's it for me. We'll catch you next time.